Hello again and welcome to week 6 of Money Banking. So I'm just here today to talk a little bit about what's the plan for this week. Just one slight difference that I just want to highlight in a minute or two. But before that, I just want to explain again what we're going through in the coming lectures. So we're now going to move on to financial regulation, including bank regulation, of course, and that's going to be tomorrow's class. So just talk a little bit about the purpose of regulation, economic rationale for it, and then how it's essentially implemented. Again, this is going to be a fairly kind of macro perspective on regulation. We're not going to get into the details of any particular central bank regulation, for example, for the time being. So then on Thursday, what we're going to do is just going to devote Thursday's class to fintech. So as many of you know, this term is now ubiquitous. It describes a lot of things, and we'll talk a little bit about some aspects of that and why it matters. Again, this will be very relevant for the second question assessment, if anybody is doing that one on a fintech. Again, obviously we could do probably an entire module on fintech. Indeed, people are now doing full degrees in fintech. So we're not going to cover all aspects of it. We're just going to give you again the key issues that I believe you should know, and I suppose some of the potential queries about fintech that you might want to investigate in your case study assessment if you decide to do that one. The one thing that I wanted to bring to your attention this week that's going to be a little bit different is I'm going to start bringing in some guest speakers, and the first one is going to be on Friday at 3 o'clock. Again, that's the time generally that suits people coming from financial services when they have a bit of time to spare. So it's going to be on Zoom again, and the first speaker up this week is Mark Westlake, and Mark is one of the principals at a wealth management company. And he's going to talk a little bit about integrating portfolio planning with fintech. So basically, if a client comes to him with, let's say, 500,000 to invest, how he uses some of the modern tools, which will come under the umbrella of fintech, to try to, I suppose, evaluate where that client should invest their money. So that's Friday, and then in subsequent weeks we're going to have guest speakers, some of which we're going to be on Zoom, and others might even be in person if they are available in Galway. So that's really what I want to say. The other point just this week I just would draw your attention to is there's an awful lot of talk about, again, the fallout from the Chinese property company Evergrande, and it's something just to keep an eye on as you're looking at it. And finally, I would say as well, two things to look for tomorrow. The first one, of course, is the budget. Again, that's more relevant for those of you doing macroeconomics, of course, but in general, for those of you doing tax as well, anyone here doing that, obviously something to keep an eye on in terms of what they're going to propose. And secondly, something again for those of you who might be interested in learning a bit about the world economy, the IMF's World Economic Outlook is out tomorrow as well. Not only does it provide forecasts about the world economy, but there's going to be particular sections of that report which will be probably quite relevant for those of you doing economics and finance in particular. So that's really it for today. As I said, the main thing to note really that's different this week will be the guest speaker. Other than that, I'm just going to have normal lectures in person. Again, as per last time, it worked one day and didn't work the other day. We'll try and record it as we go along. But if that doesn't work, I'll record a summary version of the lecture afterwards in any case. Okay, and finally, I do appreciate that people are having issues with Blackboard and the assessments, so I will be flexible as much as I possibly can in terms of delivering on the MCQs over the next while. Okay, thank you very much, and we'll see you tomorrow.